Big up, big up, big up. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Salon. Good morning to the diaspora. Good morning to all globally. You know, it's now fire at the business. Very interesting topics there. No, me, sir. What you learn on my page, they able get in a school. I don't care what people talk inside Saloya, you know they able get in a school. What you they get on my page. Take advantage for what they disseminate. Now me no more get me on quality, get me on constructive way for disseminate that kind of information there. Lecturers there, professors there, I believe so even lecture the way I lecture to now. From Wakama Kenny, well I sip small me coffee like one eat small. I know my name, we don't attend this Northern Polytech. Over 10 years sitting and not graduated. Me don't go inside the university. Inside 4 years I get my first degree. I go back inside 2 years and a half, I get my double masters. Man is still inside Northern Polytech, they first forget what we call basic degree. And now some of them people there sometimes in the kind of my page, they comment some negative comments. You know, some of the people that don't only assist, other people don't only assist. So me they kind of for inspire you today. Huh? Inspire you. Try for buck up. Try for get that paper. Try for move. I want to also say good morning to my mommy, Mrs. Mary. Look, I see me mommy. My mommy never ever miss me, show me episodes there. Oh, wonderful. But this episode, they can start swell. My mommy don't show me love. You know, my mommy don't show me love. Now, a blessed moment, now a blessed episode. When I learn to take advantage of Tasmo, you know, in a positive way. In a positive way. Also, before we start the episodes there, we want big government in AfriCell. That's how the money we. You know, it really the money we. You know, I can spend almost 100,000 per day or 100 leons per day. You know, for that, I get different platforms there where I can share my content. Now, I can minimize. I'm not able to share all my content here because of that, Some of we're very progressive in our society. When I try to understand. And one thing governments to understand, no matter how you try for money or mass people there, even if you put data price to 1 million, once a man will still find way for disseminate information. So now punish no more, now they punish we. For nothing. For nothing. We not think so now one creates obstacles there. For now we not disseminate what we disseminate. You know? But it's not for nothing. Because anytime what they call in there, person feel like saying he gets on purpose, they go always the push. Now fire. Now fire. So all what they can express today or what they can discuss today, it's about also energy them. Energy source. You know, relating to the solar system. What's in the power of some of them planets there. Or if they receive power from what would they expect or not. Etc. Etc. You know? But before we hit 10 topics there, I want to start with dimensions there. Because Tasmo gets in your own way, well, it disseminate. You know? It gets in your own way. You don't plan, and push. You know? Totally different from others. You know? But we also they learn from others them. Because from other documentaries them, other episodes them, other, you know, stuff that what Tasmo can read. Now they myself can pick up small. But not all to I pick up and they say it makes sense. Now what thing I analyze to Tasmo. What thing Tasmo able to comprehend and make sure say he understand them. What thing makes sense to Tasmo. Now in Tasmo they interpret and disseminate to now. If something don't make sense to me, I X them out. I X them out. You know? So when I need for good to understand that, I not just they come for copy and paste, but for add me own little and little to my own topics them. You know? For wise up Una and me and the world itself. You know? It's in a global village. So we all there inside this small village. When I always start the topic proper this morning, dimensions them. But before I go into dimensions them, I want to start with geology. Some of you now don't hear this word here, geology. What's not geology? You know? Where people are waiting into the science field, what you say? Now the study of the earth. Everything where they exist inside this world where we day. Now in that geology. The study of the rock system, the water, the solar system, etc. etc. Anything related to this world, now we consider geology. How this world form. How this world, you know, structure itself. How it come about. The composition, the things that we make, it come together. You know? But the most important aspect, what we got to focus for, now the main point of this, the type of processing, where they make them things there, they act on it. The type of processing, acting on it. Meaning, what's in this mean? The type of processing where they make them things that they act or react. Meaning the energy source. What's in they make them planets they are able for move, or able for their alive, or able for exist, or able for do what's in they do. And then kind of things there we can focus on today. The energy source. Because any outside energy there, there's maybe life. If energy not there, life maybe not did it. Then we go begin to assume now what else did it. Now what else did it. So now we'll continue. And we already know say, so we on solar system, where they survive through the sun. Don't they explain that? Without the sun, nothing they take place here. Even we on weather system, we on solar system. It controlled by the sun. Controlled by the sun. Without the sun, a major problem for me and you. So now let me start now with this dimension system. Science, geology. Then we'll go to religion. Now at the beginning of the first phase of science, where we talk of dimension system. I know I'm confused now. Some people don't go wonder what's a dimension system. Well, better or an easy way for explain, excuse me, don't pull his glasses. The better and easy way for explain what's in a dimension system, let me just say different layers system. Layers system. 1, 2, 3 different layers. Any kind where you want to put some layers there. Whether you want to start from the side, but when they think of layers system. Layers system. And this we think of or talk of dimension system. Dimension system can be considered with science the length, the width, and the depth. The length of something. The length, the width, and the depth, the in-depth of something. Now that science say, now dimension system. How wide something is, how long something is, how deep something is. Now that we consider dimension with science. And also people then say with science we get about 10 different dimension system. In religion or some other people in perspective, dimensions that can be different layers system. We say maybe different entities that they live, or we say the gods also they reside. We say the gods and they reside, or maybe we say other extraordinary sources then they reside. Different dimensions there. This dimension we say with it, now they more time they exist. Earth. Now we don't dimension this, we know of this. And we get different dimensions still. But with science, now length, width, and depth. Now we continue. So in religion, I'll make you now listen now properly. You get pen and paper, take notes. In religion, we get what we call 3 dimensions there also. But it's different from science. It's totally different from science. In religion, we get semantic dimension. We get performative dimension. Then we get iconic dimension. Now let's elaborate small on things there. With religion, semantic, now signs and symbols. Signs and symbols. Rituals, practice. What do they use in this world? Religious. Semantics. Performative. Where they get for perform rituals still. In those days, in those ancient days, people are used for kill people there as sacrifice to the gods still. All this now performative ritual activities them one are based on 3 dimensions there. Then the last one are iconic. Some people then go create a sculpture or maybe a stone or some type of thing, an image, some type of thing where they worship. And this we call the iconic dimension. Some type of thing where they worship. Then get something where they don't create. Maybe the thing it gets face, it gets nose, but then believe say this. Now we God, it answer with prayer. So we they pray to him. Now these are the 3 dimensions there in religion. In science, length, width, and depth. Now let me continue. Christianity add to another different dimension. Religion give it 3. Christianity can add 1. One are the 4th dimension. The 4th dimension, now we say the gods then they exist. We say the gods then they exist. And then call this place here heaven. Then call this place here heaven. Heaven, are they the God then they? They call this place heaven. You know? So all the events there, what we they practice in this world, with say with 3 dimensions there, if you religious, semantic, performative, iconic, we they do all them things there based on the manifestation to the higher powers there within the heavens. We they call on them, we they manifest to them, we they seek them. You know? All what they do now supplications them, for now we get attention from the heavenly sources them, within then at the 4th dimension. Now this Christianity add to this biblical term. Now let me continue. Also, when they use this word there to the heavenly, the higher heavenly sources there, the scripture and other books there, they use a word aggregate. Aggregate. That is the manifestation of that higher heavenly aggregate. The 4th dimension. We say, what would they practice the 3 dimensions there? Now for the manifestation of that higher heavenly aggregate. And that word aggregate, I want church and small. Because not a singular word. Whether you talk of an aggregate, now something of a total. If not to a single God, that means there's a total, or there is many or more gods there in the heavens and the 4th dimension. I don't understand what are they trying to explain. So what would they do? Would they practice 3 different dimensions there? Forsake the 4th dimension stem, and inside this 4th dimension, there's the aggregate of God's stem in the heavens. So the try to tell we say maybe not so just one God did it. What's in the biblical literature for tell we? But we now say there's one supreme God where they oversee we all. You know? Let me continue. So I hope someone gets this first phrase where they talk of dimension stem. Dimension system. You know, length, width, and depth. Semantic, performative, iconic. Then also the 4th dimension is the heavenly place. We say we seek divine sources then for act. Let me move now to the next with them planets there. And now things they can get serious small. That drink me tea or me coffee at the morning session. You know. We get about people within this country here, or we country, we don't know much about science. And for make, they do this as well. Some then they will not learn small, some then they will not learn nothing it. Well, you know go left behind. So as we don't promise you that. You know go left behind. I know say sometimes we all, as much as money, we can look up at the sky. They wonder what's in they take place. You know, what's in they go on. You know, how many planets in the day, how many galaxies them or whatsoever. Where Tasman want to elaborate small, let you back learn something. You know, let you understand small thing. Maybe this go add to you religious preference or you practice, you know, for build you up. And that's Tasman they about. You know? And not they do what they do so for divert you from Allah. All what they do so, that Allah make sure they connect you to Allah. If Allah connect you to Allah, me I'm not today with science. I can listen to science. But science, me and science, they work find together. Science, they help we for sustain with medicine, etc., etc. But when it comes to religious aspects, me and science, we not get one word. We not get one word. So let me continue. Now let me start with mass. Let me start with mass. Now the first planet is we can discuss. And we're not going to discuss. I will go on a pointer step. Pointer step, we go make sense. We go learn quick. Pointer step. Mass, they're saying that the half of the size of Earth. That means Usawude, a big pass, mass. This Earth Usawude, a big pass, mass. The average temperature on a Mars now minus 800 degrees. Minus 800 degrees. And they produce what in? Dust. Inside Mars. Dust storms are no more did. Dust. Dust. What they talk of dust storms them? What dust ready for grab? And they cover the one whole planet. Cover the one whole planet. And not for just 1 green day or 2 days. It can prolong for months. Dust. They call them dust there. Dust devils them. Dust devils them. The atmosphere in a Mars is very thin. It's thin. It's thin. It not get moisture. You know? It's very thin. The breeze is thin, the atmosphere. And it contains carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. A very thin, and it contains carbon dioxide. Mars, again, let us understand. Let we consider Mars as a global desert. Let we consider Mars as a global desert. But it not get any liquid of water. It not get any liquid of water. The weather system they created by this dust devil. The weather system na Mars created or generated by this dust devil. What do we expect? Or what in science they expect? What in science they assume? Now breeze now ain't supposed for rise, then storms there. Breeze. We say the air for the, because we want something can want to take place. What storms that can want to take place? The breeze now in the form, they turn, storms there evaporate and begin to explode, begin to go far. Breeze. Well, inside Mars, the air is thin. Enough breeze not the. So how then storms they are the form? How then storms they are the form? Now science then question this. How then storms they are the form? Because the air is thin. This don't confuse science. This don't confuse science. Because the sun again, or the sun, they control we own weather system. But in they control mass. In they control mass. We say we did so in earth, the ocean, the rocks them, etc., etc. What the energy they come out from the sun. Sometimes if you too pass smack, now the water, then stones there, now then they store the energies there. Then they keep it inside. They not affect we. Then what the right time reach, then release them for we own goodness. For we own goodness. The God sent them great. For we own goodness. But inside Mars, and then they take place too. You know? And then they take place too. So science they wonder how breeze they blow the baku, the air thing. How breeze they take place for letting storms they are rise. Let it rise. Then when it rise, it's so many storm devils them. We go overtake the 100 planet for months and months. Still, science they probe into it. They try to understand. Now we go to the next. We get another planet. Neptune. Neptune. If you're not a student, you're into science, take pen and paper, learn from this. Better what I give you than you professional school. Learn from this. Inside Neptune, the land is very smooth. Land is very smooth. Very smooth. What do you mean smooth? No hills, no valleys, no rocks, no sea, no nothing. Inside Neptune. But inside Neptune, they get what we call violent wind. Mars, when I know say we get storm devils, dust devils them. Just to explain that. When inside Neptune, they have violent wind. What we call wind? The breeze. The breeze is violent. The violent also is violent. They destroy all things. They destroy all things. The wind is about 150 miles per hour. Then forces and they may they able to survive inside it. The kind of breeze where they blow inside Neptune. They go about 150 miles per hour. You know? And Neptune, they say a day about 3 billion miles away from the sun. Far distance away from the sun. Not near the sun. No. Far distance away from the sun. You know? And also, a day at the edge of the solar system. The solar system, what's in they make me and you able for move? What's in the control system? Now the sun, the solar system. But this Neptune, and then at the edge, the corner of the solar system. Now let me continue. And science now, they get question again. Which side Neptune they get in energy source from? Now the question is again. You know, if breeze they blow inside yonder, like how they talk say the battery where they exist, now this wall, now the sun. Well, now what's in they give battery to Neptune or Mars? Now this would they try to see. Now what's in a Neptune, then battery, where they make Neptune function. Now this will they try to foresee. Because then they get the power from the sun. But inside Neptune, let us see how the gods are wonderful. Inside Neptune, the core area of Neptune, they say it warm. But the outer layers them of Neptune is very, very cold. Cold, very, very cold. They call that area the inside parts, the manili with the M-A-N-I-L-E. This core area. You know? So if inside warm, the outside cold, maybe an two forces there, maybe what's in science they think. Maybe an two forces there, they create the wind. But science says they're not sure. Because they're supposed to get the energy source from some side. Maybe different things in the way they live there. We don't need the sun for survive like me and you. Now that's me to think. Maybe different things in the way they live there. We don't need the sun like me and you. Then gets different weather system. Now let me continue. The gods stay wonderful. The gods stay wonderful. Then let me go to another planet. They call this planet Titan. Titan. You know, I attend high school. You know, what we call T.C. Williams. With football team in him. Now the Titans them. Taz mostly play for the Titans. You know, I play for my football team, T.C. Williams. You know, Taz will make records then also. You know, so big up to T.C. Williams in Alexandria, Virginia. All my man away attend T.C. Williams, big up Tona. All the one away play for the Titans, big up Tona. But Titans again, another planet. Another planet. They say this, it is near or beyond Saturn. We will talk of Saturn at the end of the episode. But we can't discuss on Titan right now. Titan. This is not a small moon. Small moon. The atmosphere inside Titan, now nitrogen. What's in the nitrogen? Well, to me, a small understanding, nitrogen has something that makes something just go fast. Where you put nitrogen stamp, because people know where they race motor car can put nitrogen stamp on the motor car, for let the motor car take off fast. Race car, even with biker stem, etc. So that concept say, me get nitrogen, now a gas or a liquid where they make things can just blow fast or go fast. Now let me continue. What so inside Titan, one thing was so massive, or wait, so they take place. Now fire. The explosion of fire. When you think of Titan, think of fire. Now fire nobody explode, fire in the boss. Like, you know, we don't talk of Neptune, when the wind, Mars, when a dust storm, we're Titan, and a fire the boss out. Fire for fire. Now let's continue. The landscape are like Earth. The way they design this landscape inside Titan, or the way the gods design the landscape, now like Earth. You know, like Earth. You know, it rain storms them, rivers them, it gets rains them, it gets storms them, rivers them, it gets seas them, and valleys them. You know, Titan gets all them things there. But in rain, now gas liquid. Not so the kind of rain what we get when I water H2O. In your rain, now gas liquid. Gas liquid where it rain where they create fire. Fire for fire. So now inside Titans, the solid, it gets solid surface, protective atmosphere, and plenty of water of gas. Water of gas or gas of water, whatever way you want to put up. Yes, let me repeat this again. Inside Titans, now solid surface, like Earth, protective atmosphere, like Earth, and plenty of water of gas, almost like Earth, but they're not to H2O. Now gas liquid, what we call nitrogen. Now let me continue. In Titans, they say it's different from all the other planets. All the other planets. This planet here is just different from all the other planets. Totally different. Because when ready, now fire in the blaze. Now fire ain't just ready for blaze. Inside earth, let me gonna get small sense. The ocean, they create moist. They moist they are, they rise up, they go to the sky. Then eventually, rain begin come for we. Well, inside Titan, moist not they take place. For say, the liquid, it rise up, then something for rain. So how it rain? Now science then question this. How come it rain inside Titan? If moisture doesn't take place, if the place not get moist, because inside outside moist there, something they go up, then if I can down. But that's not they take place inside this planet here. So science very confused. If you think say you confused, science confused past me and you then scientist them. But they still have to investigate. And Titan, they're far, far away from the sun. And not even they near the sun. No. They're far away from the sun. And with this gas liquid, another question again what science gets, another question again or concern what science gets, which then liquid they are, where they inside, Titan, far away from the sun. If they're near the sun, this area for be cold. That means this liquid for don't froze by now, for don't become frozen. Because sun not the sun in the midterm. But the liquid not frozen. It flow like water. It flow like valley. It flow like rivers. It just they flow. And this place, it cold. Because sun not they near it. If it don't be frozen. But now fire no more they come on inside it. So all this they create doubt or thinks them where they conflict now scientists their mind. How come? How this they take place? How this they take place? The God's the wonderful. Allah wonderful. Now let me continue. Why make this liquid not frozen till today? Why make them not frozen till today? Because moisture they take place. But it still operates. It still operates. It still operates like say, a divine. Whose side they get the energy source from? We don't know. We don't know till today. Let me go to the next. Jupiter. 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 Now another one. Let's ask what drink the coffee first. I hope some of the enjoying segments here, because I love what I do. I'm passionate with what I do. And, we will make a difference. I believe, say, if we're able to enlighten the mind stem of Sierra Leonean stem, big reformation will take place in Salone. If Salone man gets what we call awareness level, knowledge don't increase. All this nonsense, then stupid int, then stupid backbiting business, Congo side, evil habits will get, all go reduce. Because we don't become aware. Awareness na power. But me people and states they will not become aware. And when it comes to this education aspect, with ABN globally, we not land book it. About 20% of Sierra Leoneans they land book. 80% they be in today. Now this make today with a deter. So now my own responsibility this for push some of them things and I wanna ace them. For let we all the land. Let we all the land. Jupiter. Now the largest planet. Now the solar system. Now listen to this. I love Jupiter. And I believe, say, now this make even the ancient stem, people they use microscope stem or whatsoever for try to understand the planet stem. Ancient people them, pharaohs them or whatsoever. People they worship them planets there. Some people they worship them planets there as gods them. And mostly some of them they worship Jupiter. Because Jupiter is unique. That's tell you how unique Jupiter is. Jupiter are the largest planets in the solar system, but they produce what we call hurricane stem. Hurricane stem. Hurricane stem. Wind stem. Where they broke, damage, destroy so many things stem. We would elaborate more. Also, Jupiter gets what we call the Great Red Spot. This Great Red Spot, it look like the eye. You know, this planet, it get eye. That's how I'm put on. It get eye, bing bing. Where you look Jupiter, you see it get eye. They call this eye the Great Red Spot. Jupiter, it make with hurricanes, they look like say, na small breeze. You know, then hurricanes that we can get. They make we don't look like say, just calo breeze they take place. For all the damage, what the hurricanes that can damage the world, you know, then storms there. They make it look like say, a small calo breeze. But the most amazing thing about Jupiter, it is spin clockwise. Again, the planets they spin clockwise, the way our Earth also they spin clockwise. But this great eye, it is spin counter clockwise. The gods them powerful. Inside Jupiter again, well, inside within 10 hours, the place don't dark. And within 10 hours, the place don't dark. Now, let me continue. They say the wind, it is spin about 300 miles per hour. Or maybe more. Maybe more. You know, the wind speed is about 300 miles per hour. Or maybe more. Science say Jupiter, now the biggest and the oldest storm in the solar system. Meaning this planet, it don't exist longer than all the other planets. Now the biggest and the oldest storm now the solar system. And don't get any ocean. No ocean. The sun they far apart from them. Totally far apart from them. So what side Jupiter they get an energy source from? Because they back for be cool. Or whatsoever. You know, what side they get the energy source from? Well, maybe science says Jupiter, since this rotation, well, you know, the planet itself, they rotate at a higher speed, about also maybe 290 miles per hour. The way the planets they spin clockwise, this Earth not they spin as fast as, you know, Jupiter. Jupiter they spin faster past we. If this world mistake spin like Jupiter, maybe not die for we. Not die for we. So Jupiter, it is spin so fast that then science relates this spinning as hypersonic rotation. Hypersonic rotation. And this hypersonic rotation, they say maybe now in they produce the energy where they feed the great red eye, where they go counterclockwise. So if this great red eye they go counterclockwise, Jupiter as a planet they go clockwise. The hurricanes and they go about 300 miles per hour or more. Maybe now that's they creates the energy source. Maybe now that's they creates the energy source. But science still don't understand it today. I guess no more than the part. I guess no more than the part. So, but one thing science understand, Jupiter in weather can be predictable. Can be predictor. You know, but Earth unpredictable. So far better we don't align. But unpredictable on Earth, but Jupiter predictable. You know? Now let me continue. We get Venus. Venus. We almost reached to the end. Almost reached to the end. I know we're going to minimize the time, because that's also don't expensive. And Tasmo totally aware of that. Totally aware of that. We get Venus also. Venus now, well, this then call this, or we regard this to as we next door neighbor. This planet here. Now we next door neighbor planets this. But this next door neighbor planets, not so good planet per se. This na bad neighbor planet. And not good for we one. And not good for we one oh. You know, Venus, now we next door neighbor. It ain't near to we. Not too far from we oh. We're able to reach to Venus before, you know, you try for attempt for say they're going at the sun. But anyway, Venus now, or Venus, it hot in weather. the way the weather system they ain't just hot. I like hell. Now hell. When you think of hell, like what the Bible can tell you, say hell, now them man ain't gonna go born. Are they all of the twin man them? Well, Venus are these planets, what we go consider hell. It's very hot. 900 degrees Fahrenheit. 900 degrees Fahrenheit. Very, very hot. The atmosphere now 97% carbon dioxide. And this meaning, now listen to this, so 97% carbon dioxide, meaning the greenhouse effect. CO2, gas again. Carbon dioxide, greenhouse effect, CO2, gas. We get H2O, then get CO2, gas, where they make this heat or the hotness not measurable for anything able to survive it. Now let me continue. Gas, gas, gas. All other planets are fire. This one is just hot past mark. It's hot. It's hot. So it look like say Venus. Now they go dump all the toxic waste them. Venus, inhabitable. I mean, the word not able to come out proper. I mean, what? For them, what am I able to exist there? For, inhabitate in some of them places they are. So, the toxic, it looks like a toxic waste dump, or some they call it a death valley place. A death valley place. A death valley place where they dump almost all thing way nasty, way not fit for use. Whoa, a dumping ground. A dumping ground. Whether not a dumping ground for the alien them, where they now the extra planets here, or maybe for the gods them. For the gods them. But now a dumping ground this Venus. Now like hell. Now a waste dump, now a death valley. And a very close to the sun. Venus, they're very close to the sun. Now one planet this way, they're so close to the sun, and a hot, they produce CO2 gas, 97% carbon dioxide. They call us the Death Valley. The Death Valley. Now let me continue. The pressure also inside Venus. An example of the pressure inside Venus. Well, me and you not able to survive there. Now like when you jump inside water, you want to swim. You dive, you go half a mile under. Now the water, the way how you ace, they begin to feel like say you ate one bus, you explode. When I saw the pressure there inside Venus. Me and you not able to survive there. We're not able to survive there. It's fearful inside Venus. So let me continue. And the wind where they blow at this area here inside Venus, it'll go about 250 miles per hour. 250 miles per hour, the wind where they blow inside Venus. So what's also then sources there they come out from? If not gas, no more than inside Venus, the atmosphere and 97% carbon dioxide, CO2, very hot, they're close to the sun, and nowhere not there for you able to escape the sun, because no place not the way cool. All side hot at this planet. No sign not the way cool. For say maybe I go catch some society, all side hot. 24/7, all side hot. But when it's come from Earth, when you look up at the sky, you look at Venus. It bright like a star also. Venus look like a star. In fact, they bright and glow and shine like a star. Not forget, say, ancient people and they back way they worship this planet, Venus. Well, I understand that. But science say, billions of years ago, now listen to this now. Billions of years ago, water, H2O, used for exist inside Venus. That means life used for day inside Venus. Billions and billions and years ago, they say water used for exist inside this place here. Not to gas be the Venus begets water with earth. They share almost the same things to them, the same elements to them. But all of a sudden, it changed. So this they conflict science. They conflict science. They conflict science. And the day again, earth was out with this so We get 3 different layers then of shield where they protect we from the sun, from asteroid stem, things to them where they come out from space, where maybe go one can for dump away and destroy we. We get 3 different layers then where they protect we from then disasters there. Well, in case then layers there mistake come out, or maybe 1 layer mistake come out, then we end up with 2 layers. Well, we there on the way to hell. Earth there on its way to hell. We all. Because we go begin to move towards Venus till we reach to the sun. Now die cancel. Now die cancel. You know? And so inside Venus, you know I'm goody. If you think of hell, you know I'm goody. You know I'm goody. Now one place, you just know I'm good. You know? But the gods and divine. Maybe what's how would they think in a cursed place? We don't know what's in the gods also puts the. Now touch now the last planet. The last one. Saturn. Saturn. And the last planet where they can touch. This wire ain't just fearful. That's how I want to start up. And before I talk about cool, I continue to emphasize the word. The word. Ain't fearful. Over when I can think say, what the gods think you ready for perform, or what the gods think you ready for destroy. Well, I can use different entity elements still, whether in a hurricane, the wind, storms, whatsoever. But it's not lightning. Lightning. 10 billion volts of electricity. 10 billion volts of electricity. Now, it take place inside Saturn. Now, this is the weather system. What we on weather system, now rain, sometimes other things, then the wind, hurricanes, etc., etc. Well, inside Saturn, now lightning and the weather system. 10 billion volts of electricity. If me you now Friday they fry me and you. If me you go sit down inside Saturn, now Friday they fry we, and they toast we. We're not fit safe for good. 100 times, you know, in weather system, this lightning here, 100 times more than the lightning what we experience. Because we self can experience much more lightning still. But this 100 times more than the lightning that we experience. 100 times more. You know? And let me continue. From outside this planet, when I listen to this, from outside this planet, you're not going to be able to see then lightnings there where they take place inside. You know? Use microscope now. Where science don't improve. But use technology now. It's not easy for see the lightning there where they take place inside. Because all the planets there gets layers them. 1, 2, 3 different layers them. Till you go inside the core. For let you understand what really they take place inside. Where science not able to go there today. Nothing so they talk about them planets there, science don't go there. No, not enter there today. Then just can send no more certain machines them for go do observations them and they study. Science not fit for enter. Now die. So now we continue. From the outside, it's not easy for notice then lightnings there. But how science able for understand say lightnings that they take place inside there. So now we continue. Now we continue. The atmosphere inside Saturn. The atmosphere. They say now like water bubble. Particle stem. Bubble stem. Where then at the air. Maybe moisture stem. You know, water where they floats in the air. Now listen to this so. After then water they are. Maybe small particle stem. Begin to bubble up as a whole. Then begin to many. Then the forces them. Boom! Creates lightning. And them particles there in the air, them bubbles there, and they create lightnings there. You know? Where they create then 10 billion volts of electricity is there. You know? Where they turn to major lightning weather system. Where they turn to major lightning weather system. But during scientists' observation, well, they put things there for try for sense, you know, what's going on inside Saturn for understand this lightning business. Well, the static, with observations them, with machines them, the static what they obtain, the energy what they obtain, the radio waves then what they obtain, science don't begin to consider or don't begin to become sure that, now lightnings then they take place inside Saturn, because now the same effects them, whether they study lightning, now Earth, almost the similarity of the same patterns them, now Saturn. So this make them realize, say, now lightning, they go inside or they take place inside and there. They're not going inside there, but through technology means them, they will understand the frequency of static, energy, and radio waves them for come to this conclusion. So, and it can be considered lightning. Lightning storms. Then storms there can last for a month. Not so 1 day or 2 days. But then lightnings there, it can last for 1 month. This is to tell you, say, the gods themselves not even want to make us go close to them planets there. Now, not even want to make let me and you even understand what's going on inside them planets there. And to me, then all them planets there, not dimensions them. Dimensions them of different elements there, or different living things them, or things them where they exist, where man not able to understand. Today. Now we no more they exist in this universe. I don't think so. Now we are the greatest source of creatures in the earth. Yes. But what about other planets system? Something they take place. So all what I don't disseminate so to you. Now for when I not say the gods there, then divine. We Africans them, this religious practice, we start them and it's spiritual. Us Africans them, we come to ritual, we come to religious practice. We always believe in the spirit up till now. Yesterday I explained, say, all them religious group then thief with concepts and practice, say then create a church, then the one can disseminate them back to we. But now we are the founder of the elements there, or the religious, spiritual things there. We don't understand, say, we live in the physical, but we also live in the spirit. The Africans, they don't realize this. And all them groups, they also almost don't realize this. Because now that's make, we get 3 different dimensions there in religious practices there. The semantic, the performative, and the iconic. What I explained to you earlier. We go lead we to the 4th dimension, which is heaven. If not believe in the spiritual, I believe say the day where you go die, Allah not go believe in you either. You not void. If you not believe in the spiritual, the day where you die, your spirit not void. They become cancelled. Because you not believe in higher entities them. So you got to believe in the spirit. And then spirits here, we get negative sources them, we get positive sources them. Now I make all the voodoo practices inside Africa, some get them from the negative source. But we also get positive source. And the spirit. So you need for land for have faith and believe in Allah. That's Allah really they exist. Something really divine they out there. We create this one whole universe. Where me and you they exist. We create in different dimensions there. With different elements there or different entities that they exist. What me and you not able to understand. The only time me and you able to understand some of the elements they are or entities they are, maybe not through death. Not through death. Now when you die, now you go understand the power of Allah. Now you go understand the power of the spirit. But when you not die it, you not gonna ever understand the power of the spirit. But you will believe in voodoo practice or in juju practice or in any practice, say force is the name. We're positive and negative. We're going to conclude this topic for today. Now, our boy Charles Mostly is the servant, aka Gbepeko. And if we get any more vibrant thing for touching out today, and I mean say because I spend more money per data, I go minus myself. I will come back live. Una stay blessed.